Hi guys, Rebecca here. I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, we're gonna do a real quick update. It is 6:57 p.m. here in the United States, and latest update for Hurricane Irma. Hurricane Irma pounded the Bahamas and the northern part of Cuba on Friday evening, which is tonight, and now it's cycling towards Florida. It's expected to hit there late Saturday with wind speeds powerful enough to snap trees and power poles and tear the roofs off buildings. Irma right now is a Category 4 and is supposed to cause flooding to Cuba's northeast and continue to move along that nation's northern coastline. Then it'll turn towards the United States. And in the Caribbean and Bermuda and St. Martin, they suffered extensive damage as a Category 4. And let me see. In the Eastern Caribbean, the residents of Barbuda and St. Martin suffered the damage, and they're preparing now for Jose, a Category 4 storm that could hit the island within the next 2 days. And this is the first time that you've seen two Category 4s in the Atlantic at the same time. In Florida, officials are urging thousands of people in the path of this hurricane to evacuate and not to underestimate the power of Irma. Rick Scott said this is way bigger than Andrew, so please don't underestimate the power of the storm. The National Hurricane Center has said that Irma will remain extremely dangerous with winds of 150 miles an hour, and the Florida Keys are at risk of life-threatening inundation. I've already read something a little while ago that Irma is expected to make landfall as a Category 5. So anyway, Norris is sitting here with me and we're talking about the weather and stuff that's going on. And I just talked to family down there and they've decided that they're staying in Florida. So I am definitely nervous for them, but there's nothing you can do about it. And I've been watching all different kinds of tracks for this hurricane since it first started, and I mean, some of them had it going up through the middle of Florida and then cutting over across and into Georgia and up through North Carolina. And now this is showing it going up through Florida and ended up in Tennessee. And me, I'm just sitting here going, okay, what if it goes off past Florida then cuts across Florida? I mean, right about now it's anybody's guess, I would think. I mean, this is the way that this is going, and I'm watching the front over Florida right now as well, so I'm wondering if that's going to pull on Irma at some point. So what are you thinking, Norse? Yeah, we only had that one last year, and it came up along the East Coast and through South Carolina, and it caused major flooding. It was right around the time that I had to go down to Florida because my grandfather passed away. And in going down there, we ended up having to cut up through South Carolina, through the capital, and then back down through towards Georgia just to get down to Florida. And it was an extra 4.5, 5 hour drive. And I remember the time with having a messed up ankle, that was the worst drive I think I took in a long time. Um, we made it there though, and then it was the same when we came back 2 weeks later. They stopped finished flooding. Anyway, you guys, if you're looking at the right side top screen, you can see where the warnings are in yellow. Um, the hurricane is cutting down towards Cuba area and the Bahamas and Virgin Island areas. So you can see it's passed through there. I'm still waiting to see what the damage down there was. Um, this storm is not something to underestimate, and it's a powerful storm. But as you can tell, I put up on the screen already that this storm is at 155 miles an hour, and then I'm going to repost in a little bit as this storm is supposed to be gaining some strength here. Hurricane, not a storm, but it's a storm. So anyway, yeah, I've got my water and my bug out bag ready, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen with this because so far we've seen it coming up through Florida and in through Tennessee and North Carolina, and now it's dipping off into Tennessee. And it seems like that line is going further over, so just keeping an eye on it because I'm curious. I don't want to get my hopes up that it's going to disappear from the East Coast and that it turns and smacks the East Coast. We're still going to see rain from it here, but not like some of these other places are going to see. And you guys, I'm from Florida. I grew up in the Keys, one of the most amazing places I lived, most beautiful place I lived. And I'm just hoping that there's not a whole lot of damage that can't be fixed afterwards. And you guys, y'all be in my prayers, and I will talk to y'all later.